unbelievable. As Meghan collapses in loss of $18 million podcast, her career go to crack and ruin. Her final episode was the first to feature the male guest, and a discussion of how they can help to fight the stereotypes. As Meghan Markle closed out her final episode of her Archetypes podcast, she did not reveal whether she intends to continue the $18 million show, leaving fans uncertain as to its future, and the Duchess of Sussex had signed off on her 12th and last episode with a defiant piece of poetry about survival, adding that she has felt seen during the recording process. Meghan did not, however, specify whether she intended to return for a second series. The podcast explored the labels and the tropes that try and hold women back. Meghan had quoted Greek post-war poet Dinos Christianopoulos at the end of her last episode, and had said, "What did you do to bury me? But you forgot when I was a seed." Some fans on social media hypothesized that the final remark also took aim at her time with the royal family, when Meghan had addressed the possibility of appearing on the reality show. She had said she will not appear in such a show, and then she had stopped watching the Real Housewives series due to her life having its own level of drama. The Duchess's docuseries on Netflix will reportedly begin airing next week, promises to focus on her and Prince Harry's own story since they had left the frontline royal. In the last episode of the podcast that saw Meghan invite the male guest onto a show for the first time, after admitting that Harry had encouraged her to broaden the scope of the show's guests. Meghan had commented, "I also occurred to me, let the truth be told, and suggestion of my husband. If you really want to shift how we think about gender and limiting labels, then we separate people into them. Then we have to broaden this conversation, as we have actively included men," she had said. The episode is named Manifesting, a Cultural Shift. Meghan spoke to talk show host and TV producer Andy Cohen, comedian Trevor Noah, and director, producer, and screenwriter Jude Apatow. During the episode, the Duchess and the guest had noted men can play an impactful role in the collective effort to move beyond stereotypes, pointing out the roles in the media for some of their husbands and fathers. The Duchess of Sussex had looked at how we can change our thinking and go beyond the limits of the archetypes that she had previously discussed. In particular, she pointed to the significance of gender stereotypes keep us really limited. Some examples that she gave were that women are weak, emotional, and oversensitive, and men are overbearing and dominant. Both Spotify has previously reportedly becoming impatient with Harry and Meghan's rate of output during the production process, according to In Touch Weekly. 12 episodes were recorded over the span of 2 years. The podcast was first launched in August when Mag had sat down with her friends and tennis pro Serena Williams. In the month that had followed, the Duchess has spoken with the likes of pop star Mariah Carey, TV personality Paris Hilton, and the First Lady of Canada, Sophie Gregor-Trudeau. Following the first episode,